everybody, it's Kelly here with Eat Plants with Kelly. I'm going to show you how to make my strawberry kale salad today. It's super easy to make, doesn't take all that long, and has simple ingredients. So I put the ingredients list in the description of the video, so you should be able to see that and make it with me if you want. So I'm going to start out first talking about some of the tools that I'm going to use. Today I'm just going to use, because I don't want to chop these by hand, the tool called the Vidalia Chop Wizard. You can get these at Bed Bath & Beyond, or you can get them at on Amazon for around 20 bucks. So not too expensive. And it comes apart. It is dishwasher safe, which is great. Super easy to clean, and it has two different sizes of grates. So I'm going to be using both of them today. I'm going to be using the smaller one as well as the bigger cubed one. And then I do have a Vitamix, which I love, but I did not want to drag it out today. So I'm just going to use my Magic Bullet blender. So it's just something simple. These are great to have around just to be able to blend stuff that you don't want to drag out your big blender for. So then I also have already cooking in the Instant Pot my quinoa. You can absolutely cook quinoa on the stove if you'd like, if you don't have an Instant Pot pressure cooker or a pressure cooker at all. So let's just go ahead and get started. I do have a big bowl here and my my salad chopper. These came together as a set. You can find them on Amazon, or I picked this up at Bed Bath & Beyond as well. It's made by OXO. So just look up OXO salad bowl and chopper and you should be able to find it. So the first thing I'm going to do is make the dressing and set that aside once we are finished. So in my blender carafe container here, I have already pre-washed and took the tops off of the strawberries. So I'm just going to use about half a pound of strawberries, which is about half of the container. So I'm going to put those in there. You don't have to chop them up or anything. You can just put them in there whole. Obviously this recipe is going to be better when the strawberries are in season, because they're going to be sweeter for you. But I just picked these up at the store. Nothing special. And then I'm going to use 2 dried figs. Nothing special here. I picked these up, I think, at Home Goods, or you can get them at Marshall's, or you can buy them in the grocery store, anywhere. So I'm just going to use 2 of those. And these are round. If you look at dates, they're kind of oblong and a little bit longer. So they're a little bit different. But you can also use dates for this recipe if you don't have figs or don't like figs or whatever. So I'm just going to use 2 of those. And in this particular blender, I put them on the top, so that when I turn it over, the figs are going to be on the bottom and it'll be easier to chop up. And so then you need about 1/3 cup of balsamic vinegar. You may end up putting more in there at the end if it doesn't seem like it has enough dressing for you. But use your favorite one. I'm going to use Napa Valley Naturals Balsamic Grand Reserve balsamic vinegar. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know I really don't measure, but it's about 1/3 cup. So I'm just going to pour it into the blender. And then, like I said, we can add this later if we need more, if it's not, if there's not enough vinegar there. And you can use any kind. You can use a flavored vinegar or just, you know, regular. You can use rice vinegar. It's just not going to be as sweet for you. So that's simple, and all the ingredients that go in the blender for the dressing. So if you'll give me just a minute, I'm going to blend it. It's going to get a little loud. That's okay. Vitamix or something that is higher powered than this Magic Bullet, it's not going to take that long to blend. But you can see I have a nice smooth liquid dressing here. So that should go good. So I'm just going to take this dressing and just set it aside for now and finish and start on the salad. So for the salad, what we're going to do is we're not going to cook the kale, but we are going to put the warm or the hot quinoa into the salad bowl with the kale in there, and that's going to help kind of steam the kale, and it will make it easier to eat. But we're also going to chop the kale. So I just have a bag of kale here. It's a 1 pound bag. I'm probably going to use about half of it, so about a half a pound of kale that I'm just going to pour into my salad mixing bowl, chopper, whatever you want to call it, chopping bowl, I guess. And if you want, you can use the fresh kale if you want. I just like to be simple and use the pre-washed kale. But what I'm going to do is go through here and kind of pick out these big, huge stems, because I just don't like to eat those. They're just not very palatable for me, and I just don't like to eat them. So I'm going to kind of pick through here and see if I can find any big ones. The little ones are okay. They're fine with me to eat. And then, so once I have the kale in my chopping bowl, all I'm going to do is chop it up with our chopper that comes with the bowl. And you can use any chopper that you want. I do have, several others. I just bought this one and like it, so that's what I use now. So I'm just going to take the salad chopper and just kind of chop it in the bowl. Now the idea of the bowl is that you just roll it, but I've found that you do still need to do that chopping action to kind of get it chopped up. So we'll do this for a little bit, and I won't do it, very fine, just because the quinoa is going to help steam that kale and make it palatable for us. So this is great. It looks like a pizza cutter, but it's actually not a pizza cutter. I suppose you could use it to cut pizza if your family still eat pizza or not plant-based or whatever. You can also make your own plant-based pizza. So maybe you could cut pizza with it. It would just be weird because it has the 2 blades. Maybe you could make like pizza sticks or something with it. So now that I have this pretty good and chopped up our kale here, I am just going to set the bowl aside and then start chopping up our other 2 ingredients, which is onions, a purple onion. Okay, so I grew up calling these purple onions, but apparently they're red onions, so if you want to call them purple, red, whatever, but they are, to me, they're purple. Anyways, so you can use any kind of onion that you like. I just like the purple, red onion, whatever, in this salad, but you can use a sweet onion, a Vidalia onion, a yellow onion, whatever kind of onion you want. So all you do is put your vegetable onto the chopper grate here, and then you just push down. Now this may take a little bit of force depending on how hard your onion is, but you basically just push down. Sometimes you have to beat it. It depends on how thick you cut your vegetable or your onion or whatever you're chopping to. So sometimes it takes a little bit of force, but I love this because I don't have to chop the onion myself by hand. But you can absolutely chop the onion yourself by hand if you don't have one of these, but they're pretty cool. And there's different varieties of these that you can get. I just happened to pick up the Vidalia Chopped Onion Wizard, and even though it does say chopped onion or Vidalia Chopped Wizard for your onions, you can chop anything in it basically. You can do carrots, you can do strawberries, which I'm about to do. So now that I have the onion chopped, and I had a big purple onion, red onion, whatever. So I just used half of it, but you can absolutely use a full onion if it's a bigger one. But I only needed about half of this. So I like this too because it has the measurements on the side. So you can see there it's about a half a cup of chopped onions. I don't know if you can see that. So what I'm going to do next is just go ahead and leave the onions in there because I'm putting them in the same salad, so it really doesn't matter anyways. I'm going to switch out the grates to the larger grate because I'm going to now chop up the rest of my strawberries to put in the salad. So this works the same way. You just take your strawberries, put them on the grates, and I can probably get, 3 or 4 on here. And just push it down, and it will chop your strawberries into nice cubes, and you don't have to worry with slicing them. Once again, if you don't have one of these or any variety of these, you can just slice them by hand. But I like to make things easy, so this was a great buy for me. So now that I have the strawberries and the onions chopped or diced, whatever you want to call them, I am going to add them to my bowl with the kale. Let me get my bowl back here. So, as you can see here, I kind of sliced them kind of big cubes. Whereas if you look at the onions, they're little tiny cubes there. Alright, so I'm just going to pour my strawberries and my onions into my bowl with the kale. And then comes the fun part. So I have my quinoa. It's been sitting natural pressure release for about 21 minutes. So I usually I don't know, for whatever reason, I like to let it set for 28 minutes or so, but we'll go ahead and use it at 21 minutes because there's probably not a big difference there. So the pressure should be naturally released, and I should not have to, make it manual release or whatever. So, yep, just opened up the Instant Pot pressure cooker, and you can see a bunch of steam here. Now what I want to do is put this hot quinoa into this bowl, like I said earlier, so that it helps to steam that kale and make it more palatable to eat. So you're not chomping on kale. So all I'm going to do is this is about 2.5 cups of quinoa, cooked quinoa. I just took a bag of quinoa and rinsed it off and put it into the pressure cooker with about 2.5 cups of water and set it for 2 minutes. Now you can cook quinoa for 1 minute or less in the pressure cooker, but I just like to do 2 minutes just because, no real reason there. But I always do my quinoa for 2 minutes, even though you can cook it for 1 minute in there, and just let it naturally pressure release for about 25 to 28 minutes, and all the water will be absorbed, and you'll have nicely cooked quinoa. So there's that. So I have my quinoa in the bowl. So all I'm going to do now is just mix it in to that kale and the onions and the strawberries, and just let it kind of cook the kale down a little bit. And like I said, that steam is going to help steam that kale. And then we just have one final step to do. And you can use any quinoa. I use the white quinoa, but you can use the tricolor or the red or the black, or whatever you want to use for your salad. The tricolor would be very pretty in the salad as well. And you could probably also use any kind of, you don't have to use strawberries. You could use peaches or apples or pears or blueberries or whatever you wanted to use. I just kind of like strawberry. I guess I want it to be summer and strawberry time, but this would be a great summer salad, but you can also have it at any time like I do. So then all I'm going to do is take the dressing that I blended up earlier and put it into the quinoa salad, and I put in the notes of the in the description of the video that you may need to add more balsamic later if once we mix this it's not enough dressing for you. So I've got my dressing in there, and all I'm going to do is just mix it until it's well combined, and I can already tell I'm going to want a little bit more balsamic in this once I get it mixed up probably. But I love vinegar, so if you haven't noticed, I use it on a lot of things, and it helps to help you eat your veggies more. It's not going to require all that much more, but I am going to put a little bit more in it. And you could use a flavored balsamic too. You can get a strawberry balsamic or peach balsamic or chocolate or whatever kind of balsamic you want to use, and it will totally change the flavor of the salad. Obviously, if you use a different fruit instead of strawberries, it's no longer going to be a strawberry kale quinoa salad. It may be a peach kale quinoa salad, whatever. So I have this all mixed up now, and what I like to do is, it's okay warm, but I like it better when it's cold. So what I do is I'll serve this cold, and so I just put this in the refrigerator. If you have a bowl that has a lid on it, whatever, that's fine. But I just take this bowl and stick it in the refrigerator and let it cool for probably at least an hour, 2 hours or so before you serve it. And everyone will enjoy it and love it. And it is all plant-based. There's absolutely no oil. There's no sugar in it other than the natural sugar of the strawberries and the figs. As long as you get just the plain dried figs with nothing in it, no sugar, no added ingredients or anything, just plain dried figs, then you will have a great plant-based meal with no oil or sugar added in. So maybe you'll give this a try for any parties that you might have coming up this summer. If not, you can try it at any time. It doesn't have to be summertime. And I hope that you are enjoying your weekend and spending time with family and friends if you can. And just put this in the refrigerator later. You can make it ahead of time. If you're going to a party, it's a great dish to take there as well. So I hope that you have a great weekend and eat plants with me, Kelly, and try this sometime. Let me know if you do. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.